so they did shoot down an F-15. I did see this. Let me go back. I'll pull it up. And so a U.S. Let me go back. A U.S. Black Hawk conducting combat search and rescue was hit by Iran during their mission to locate a downed F-15 pilots. The crew is accounted for and safe. Okay, let's take a look at it. Is there any audio for it? It looks like there's not a whole lot. Look at OS and Defender. I'll look at that in a minute, too. The crew is accounted for and safe. And this is apparently another one that they had get shot, right? And let's see here. Bakari tribes are headed into Kurdistan in the mountains, rifles in hand, searching for the missing F-15 jet pilot. Don't worry, we'll find him. Okay, let's see. They're gonna get him?
حسین سلام علیکم خسته نباشید. آشه سلام علیکم.
علیکم سلام. ان شاء الله پیدا میشه نترس.
آقا سلام علیکم یا الله یا سلام.
پرچم همیشه بالا.
آدی سلام علیکم خسته نباشی. خسته نباشی. یا سلام علیکم. آدی سلام علیکم. عزیز چیلی پیدا کردی؟
ان شاء الله پیدا میشه.
ان شاء الله. ان شاء الله.
Man, what a shithole. Damn, I wouldn't want to live there. Holy fuck. And what is this? So this is the person that got shot down.
Sort of this same thing in Iraq and Afghanistan as well. If you're going to be picked up by somebody who is going to turn you over to the Iranian, forces that are going to use you and capture you, or is the population happy that you're there and want to help you? That we don't know. And so anybody that gets shot down over that space is having to deal with that uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of this same thing in Iraq and Afghanistan as well. If you're going to be picked up by somebody who is going to turn...
No, I'm not surprised. What good people? I mean, I think the majority of the people over there are pretty good. I think that they don't want to deal with this shit either. And ABC News confirms the U.S. doesn't have superiority over Iran, as the Trump administration claimed. Iran used advanced passive infrared detection to completely blindside and shoot down an American F-15 jet. Well, how do they know that? Let me see what it says.
Colonel Gagne, what does this mean for U.S. jet strikes and other aerial missions moving forward?
That the skies are not as safe as they perhaps presumed. My guess is that this was daytime. My guess is that the Iranians used what's called infrared. So they used detection that's passive, that used heat differences. The president did say that their radars rolled down, and so he probably can claim that legitimately. But the fact that there are still anti-aircraft kinds of capabilities that are based on heat temperature differences that can identify aircraft and still target aircraft is probably what got this.
I wonder how it happened. I have no idea. I mean, maybe that is what it is. I mean, to me, I'm going to be real. I'm surprised this hasn't happened more. They've done 10,000 fucking bombings, right? Yeah, they do it 10,000 strikes. Maybe one gets shot down. Now it's all about not having superiority. They don't even know what happened. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, only two. Well, to be fair, I mean, one of them was shot down by an ally. And so I wouldn't really count that one. Pilot was on TikTok. Why wouldn't they have a picture of the jet? Well, I don't think so. F-15 isn't high stealth. Yeah, and there's a difference between supremacy and superiority. Yeah, I mean, somebody here can probably find some sort of way to shoot a fucking 737 if they really wanted to and they were a terrorist, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're, controlling the U.S. skies either. I think the reality is that, I mean, this can happen. It definitely can happen. And Kuwait's deadlier than Iran? No? Well, I think that they weren't really prepared for it. I think that's the reason. Let me go to the next one. Let's listen to it.
We have breaking news. Let's go straight to Jennifer.
So there are two people in the jet.
Kaylee, we can confirm with well-placed sources that one of the crew members of the F-16E warplane that went down over Iran has been rescued and is safe at this moment in time. We have been reluctant to report until now about this rescued crew member of the F-15 because of the sensitivity of the search and rescue operation, but we can report that one has been rescued and is getting medical attention as we speak. We don't know if it was a male or a female pilot. As we've reported in the past, there are both men and women flying these F-15Es, but that is the latest and very good news, of course, that at least one of the two crew members did survive.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. I mean, like, I saw there was another thing about this. Let me see if I can pull it up. And annoying parties liberals will use this to argue against the war after saying that they want our soldiers to die. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that's what those people do. I mean, like, again, you can't look at those people and be like, oh, okay, this is who you should listen to. I mean, obviously not. And, I guess, yeah, we'll look at this right here. This is another video for it.
Also told a statement from CENTCOM is expected shortly.
Uh-huh.
We want to bring in the chief national security correspondent, Jennifer Griffin, with more on this.
Yeah.
Jen, what are you hearing?
Well, Trace, we had some details of this alleged down F-15E fighter jet that went down in southwest Iran. It's in the province that is actually closest to Karg Island, which we've been hearing so much about. We had withheld reporting on this until now because there was an active sign showing that the actual pilot seat from the F-15 was seen on the ground, suggesting that at least one of the pilots had ejected. And the pilot was not present at that site where the photo was taken, so that suggests that one may have survived at least. There are two pilots in an F-15E, and they would have been flying. We see also some open source.
You say fuck that bad? I mean, honestly, I mean, you know, I think it's unrealistic to expect that you're not going to have any of your stuff get shot down at all. Like, I think a lot of people feel this way, is that it's been shocking so far that there's been such little blowback. Like, yeah, they're able to blow up, like, empty bases that we have in the area, of course, right? I mean, who gives a shit? But, like, the fact that, like, they're able to do anything like this, like, I would expect this to be way more. I would. It's a war, hello? Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest. So, keep the oil, anyone? What does that even mean?
Video showing that there were two search and rescue helicopters that were being refueled midair in daylight. That would suggest, again, an urgency to that search and rescue mission because it would be rare to conduct a search and rescue mission with low-flying helicopters over an area that is possibly contested. Given that this happened during the daylight hours, it shows an urgency and a suggestion that the pilots may have survived. Trace?
I know you've worked in that area a very long time, Jennifer. I'm wondering, you know, a lot of some of this information coming through about this search, about, you know, letting the people of Iran know that this pilots might be out there. What do we know about Iranian television? How credible is it, and how much concern is that people are being told to do certain things inside the country?
Well, Iranian media, as you know, Trace, is state-controlled. It is a propaganda network that would have an interest, and we have seen over the last 32 days or so that they have put out multiple times that they had shot down F-35 fighter jets.
I mean, if the Iranian media, like, what they want right now is they want to be able to get that pilot so they can parade him around as if it's like a power move over the United States. That's probably, like, if I was the Iranian government, that's what I would do. And on top of that, that's what they already did. Remember whenever they captured those guys, like whenever Obama was president, and then Obama gave them a bunch of money, it seemed like it was probably like a ransom. So I think that's probably what they'll try to do again.
Had not been true. That is why it was so important for us to get independent confirmation that this F-15 had in fact gone down. So some of the details that the Iranians are putting out may in fact be propaganda for their purposes. But what we can say at this point is the President of the United States has been briefed on this F-15 going down, and that CENTCOM is expected to put out a statement. So we feel comfortable in reporting the fact that the F-15 did go down. But in terms of the reliability of Iranian state television, it is
I wouldn't trust anything they say. I mean, really, I wouldn't, because, like, if they had proof of it, they wouldn't be using AI videos and videos from, like, 2020. Like, they would be posting so many images of this. They'd be plastering this everywhere on the internet. So to the extent that they were shooting down F-35s or anything else, Iran is in a missile misfire, I saw that. I'm going to look at that later.
The war effort at this point. Trace.
Yeah, let's bring in Benjamin Hall to the conversation here, because we still don't know how the F-15 went down. We don't know if this was mechanical. We don't know if this was shot down. A lot of things very much unconfirmed right now, Benjamin.
Well, I mean, there could be like 3 or 4 different. I mean, I don't know how something like this happens. Who knows? Like, I mean, and also, like, it could just be pilot error. I mean, I don't know. Who the fuck knows? And also, like, what are the odds that somebody in Iran is a good shot and is able to knock one of these things down? Like, at least one of them out of like thousands of these things that have been happening, they pop one off. Like, I don't think that's shocking. I mean, is that really surprising? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's right. And
I think it's been surprising they haven't done it more.
Like this nowadays, we are actually watching online, and we're looking at some of the videos that are coming out. And you have to be really careful, of course, about Iranian state TV. But there have been images coming up of the ejector seat on the ground, so it's clear that appears to have been fired and discharged, and no pilot near it. But look, from the beginning of the conflict, we have to remember that the U.S. moved quite carefully over Iran with its airplanes, and it began with sort of the B-2s and some of the higher flying planes as they knocked out to try to get air supremacy. And there was a feeling that air supremacy had been gained at that point. And so it'll be really interesting to see how this plane was shot down. Now, Iranian state TV, and again, they're state TV, we must never take anything 100% from them, but they also put out a request that if anyone found these pilots, they would offer a reward of $60,000. That's 10 million local currency.
That's it?
Which is something that we haven't seen them say before, even though they have claimed that they've shot down planes before. And so there is a feeling that perhaps they are actively looking for pilots as well. And of course, this is a fear that so many people would have. If those pilots were taken, it changes this conflict in many, many ways. Now, we do not know at this point what has happened to the pilots, and we're watching very closely. But certainly, we know that the U.S. has been out there doing search and rescue as well. We've seen the helicopters in that part of southern Iran. And so, look, we know that there's a search and rescue operation underway. We know that the plane did come down. We know that the President Trump has been briefed, and we're waiting to find out more at the moment, Trace.
Benjamin, stand by if you would.
Seems pretty accurate.
Lieutenant Colonel Darren Gobb, retired Black Hawk helicopter pilot, is also a battalion commander. Colonel, you look at the plane and what Benjamin is talking about there, and there's some pictures of the ejection seat on the ground. There's no pilot near it. It's kind of a good news, bad news scenario, meaning that the pilot appears to have survived the ejection because the pilot is not there. Maybe that's speculation. The bad news is that, you have Iranian media warning the people to look for these pilot whatever they find, and offering a $60,000 reward, which is also concerning about what might happen when and if they landed on the ground.
Yeah, Trace. The first thing I guess I'll emphasize here is the fact that when something like this happens, whether it's mechanical failure or an actual shoot down, because of where it's at, this becomes the mission. This is the focus. Regardless
getting the guy back.
Whether we know the status or not, they will try to confirm the status of what is happening with the pilots the entire time. But this will be the focus until they have some sort of resolution on all of this. I've been involved in combat search and rescue and personnel recovery operations planning and execution side, and I can tell you that the entire CENTCOM area, as well as national assets, go into an operation like this with a very much layered plan from space down to ground on how to recover pilots from behind enemy lines. And that will be in effect immediately as soon as they get the report. So people
I mean, you got to assume that they probably have plans for this. But, obviously the plans are not perfect because and there's human error involved with everything. And there's always, random events that happen. It's hard to say.
That the military takes it extremely seriously when it comes to recovering pilots who've been shot down or lost behind enemy lines, regardless of how it happens.
Yeah, and so you're saying it happens immediately, and I'm wondering, because Jennifer Griffin was talking about, the risk of having low-flying helicopters that might be searching. What else can be done to try and evaluate exactly what happened to the pilots in this case, Colonel?
Well, the pilots will be carrying systems on them that they have the capability to use if they are functioning to send broadcast signals out to let them know the status. And
that's probably. Can't that just be intercepted?
Now, as far as the launching of aircraft to recover pilots, that will be done.
That's what they're doing right now.
A threat assessment is made to make sure that you're not creating a larger problem by sending in low-flying helicopters in this case. So the notification and the process starts immediately launching of recovery assets to pull any pilots out can take a little bit of time depending on what they find out about the situation. But there are multiple different systems that can look at the area and gain both signals and visual intelligence to ensure they do the best they possibly can to know what exactly the pilots are doing. And as you can imagine,
I think also, like, there's a component to this that, like, so in the same way that, you know, how people make the argument that, you know, the Iranian people might feel more solidarity with the government if there are people that are getting killed and, like, civilians that are getting killed. I think that you can also make that argument for Americans. I think that Americans will probably become more supportive of the war and more willing to go to war if they were, you know, if they're seeing, like, pilots getting shot down and more Americans getting killed. I think that's probably what's going to happen.
There's a lot of this that is in the classified
the second pilot's
arena
been found or spreading. Can't find a
functions.
big source on it yet.
I can only imagine. Colonel, stand by. Let's get back to the Chief National Security Correspondent, Jennifer Griffin.
No, I don't think so. I do think so.
Jen,
like in
what
Pearl
else?
Harbor, yeah.
Well, Trace, I think it's important to remember at the top of the hour we were reporting on an intelligence, latest intelligence that suggests that nearly half of Iran's ballistic missile stockpile have, in fact, survived despite the 11,000 plus strikes that the U.S. military and U.S. Air Force and Israelis have carried out.
11,000's a lot.
It really is quite a miracle that more planes have not encountered even mechanical failure over Iran, given the number of flights and the number of strikes that have taken place. You'll remember there were 3 F-15Es that were shot down through friendly fire at the start of the conflict by an overzealous Kuwaiti pilot who mistook them for incoming. But those pilots survived. They managed to eject safely. And in fact, we were told that at least
well, when would an unpopular war become popular? When our brave men and women are killed because of said unpopular war became? I think Pearl Harbor is a good example. You can look at Pearl Harbor and then the people that were killed there. And I mean, 9/11 also is another good example where a lot of people were not particularly like super happy with like the U.S. getting involved in the Middle East before 9/11. But after that, it justified us going all in with it. Now, obviously, 9/11 and one plane getting shot down in Iran are very different, but I'm not measuring degree. I'm just measuring the concept of the effect.
At least one of those pilots was back in the fight flying missions over Iran. So so that we do remember. But in terms of ballistic missiles surviving, a lot of the ballistic missile launchers have been destroyed. But we also just learned minutes ago that 3 waves of ballistic missiles were fired towards northern Israel by Iran. So it suggests that these mobile missile launchers are very hard to find. They are hidden often in underground
I understand, like, you guys are trying to, like, oh, but what about this difference? Like, obviously, the events are totally different. They're obviously totally different. Like, duh, of course they're totally different. Like, of course it would not, like, I mean, you realize, like Pearl Harbor sent America into World War II. Like, this is a lot different than World War II. I'm not saying that it's the same thing. I'm just trying to demonstrate a psychological effect
that have been built over the last 20 years. And so there is still a danger to pilots flying over Iran in terms of anti-aircraft attacks and also potential mechanical failure. We don't know what brought down this F-15E. And then also the fact that Iran is still able to threaten the Gulf countries with ballistic missiles and drones, as well as the Strait of Hormuz, as well as Iran, shows that that even if they still have a few ballistic missiles and drones, they are still going to be threatening their neighbors, and that this mission is far from complete, but also extremely dangerous to continue sending pilots into this contested area.
Yeah, just for clarity here, Jen, you say that you don't know the cause of this plane going down. CENTCOM is about to release a statement, we were told, any moment now.
So nobody knows why it happened yet. Let me go and look at this. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot more to it. Let me look at the next one here.
So this is reporting from, 3 U.S. officials, so my colleague Haley Britsky, Kevin Liptak, and I, as Jim laid out, that a U.S. fighter jet has been shot down over Iran and search and rescue is underway. I will note that at this point, there's very little information we actually know about what is happening related to this. We do not know
where
the plane went down. We do not know the status of the crew on board, and we are not hearing any official word from the U.S. military or the White House at this moment, though, of course, we do know that they are monitoring this very closely, and obviously this is a very sensitive thing, and so they're being very careful with what they're going to be putting out publicly. Now, I will say, one thing we have been hearing, of course, is you know, repeatedly I'm hearing in my conversations with people in that building behind me, you have to be careful with what you're hearing from the Iranian state media, which, of course, has been sharing a lot of videos and images this morning of
this is going to be the new angle that they're going to use to explain how they're actually winning the war. Guaranteed, 100% chance.
But what we did hear as well from the state-run Tasman agency, they said that the search for any missing crew had, quote, so far been unsuccessful. Now, I do want to say, part of the reason this is so notable is because this incident does mark the first time that a U.S. aircraft has been shot down over Iran since the beginning of this conflict.
That's
for context,
crazy.
we do know that, you know, near the beginning of the war, 3 F-15s were mistakenly shot down in a friendly fighter incident by Kuwaiti air defenses, but this is the first time we're seeing them shot down by enemy fire. Now, again, we are waiting to hear what the White House will ultimately say on this, and similarly with the military, but it is, you know, a huge blow for this Trump administration, in particular at a time when you've heard the president.
I don't think it's really that big of a deal, honestly. Like, if you shoot down one airplane, I'm surprised this hasn't happened a lot more. Like, that's just my own opinion. If you do 11,000 bombing missions and you have one plane that gets shot down, like, I think that's a pretty good fucking ratio. Like, think about that. It's been going on for a month now. I mean, holy shit.
Tried to project confidence about completely diminishing Iran's military capabilities. And so we'll keep you posted as we learn more on this, Wolf and Pam.
Yeah. Think about how many thousands of sorties been flown over Iran and one plane is lost. It's a huge win. Yeah, it's very, very minimal. Let me look at this other one here. And so this is apparently, is this from the Iranian state media? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Iranian state TV claims a U.S. fighter jet went down and the pilot ejected. Provincial law enforcement announced in an urgent statement following the targeting, oh boy, the enemy American Zionist F-35. Okay, apparently it wasn't F-35, but okay. In the central region, the pilot or the pilots of this fighter may have landed in 2 of the places, I guess, in Iran. I don't know how to say those words. All tribespeople and villages are requested to cooperate with the military and law enforcement forces. Yeah, I bet. How do they know it's been shot? What if it's just a mechanical failure? I don't know. Residents of the dear and honorable people, please turn this guy in. Please, if you capture the enemy pilot or pilots alive and hand them over to the police, this is you getting paid. You will receive a precious prize. Wow. That's crazy. And so there it is. Just got here what Bomb's talking about. I don't know. Well, now people actually help the IRGC and how many help the pilots, if any. I think that, I mean, I'm not even really sure. I mean, I have no idea at all about this. Let me see if there's any more of these. Oh, and this is the one that got, so one of the guys did get rescued.
What we can say is that the President of the United States, President Trump, has been briefed on this.
Oh, this is all the same stuff. Okay, I've already seen it before. And there's not really any more of this beyond that. And these are the helicopters that they're obviously going and trying to find the other guy. There are some people saying that they've already, collected and gotten the other guy back. Oh, here we go. According to the New York Times, citing 2 U.S. officials who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss operational matters. In addition to the F-35 strike, a U.S. Air Force A-10 Thunderbolt went down near Strait of Hormuz at the same time. The lone pilot was safely rescued and is receiving medical treatment. Okay, so somebody got shot down. At least according to them, but that's not really confirmed yet. And as initially reported, 2 Air Force Pavhawks were involved. and were struck by Iranian surface fire, but service members are safe. So does surface fire mean like they just shot a machine gun at them or like an AK-47? Or does that mean that they actually had like, you know, anti-air missiles? That's false. Well, it's hard to say. I mean, these are all totally unconfirmed information, right? The only thing that's confirmed is a plane went down and one of the guys got released, right? Or got saved. Like everything else besides that is totally uncertain. Whether another plane got shot down, whether the other pilot is safe, whether Iran, like, I mean, I think it's pretty assumed that Iran shot them down, right? But, like, it's not even 100% certain. They haven't explained how that happened or what it was. And let me see if I can find it here. No, that's not even it. And let me go back down. Fox News says the second pilot has been rescued. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, where is it? Israeli media is reporting that they're safe. That's a big one. That's a big airplane. CatDany was worded near Strait of Hormuz, so probably not Iran. Surface to surface, a slingshot to a rocket is also that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand this, right? It's hard to know. Here's a video of Iran police firing at the helicopters. Okay, let me pull this up and see it. So there's one more of these to look at.
Holy shit.
Shit.
Yo, Abel fast.
Yeah, bro. I feel.
Shit.
Yeah. And I said, man pads, yeah, bomb them. Well, you shouldn't bomb them. I mean, I would wait to see what's actually happening, right? I mean, nobody knows. Footage of Iranian police firing small arms at a pair of USF searching for the down. Oh, this is them shooting at them. Is that it? Bang, bang, bang. Oh, fuck you. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Good job, guys. Small arms can't reach. Oh, there's another one. Shoot at him again. I wonder if it really does any damage to those airplanes. I mean, I would assume not, right? Yep. Probably not, right? It could. I mean, I would say theoretically, like, what if you hit, like, exactly the rotary system? Like, you must be able to do something. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure it's confirmed that Iran shot it down. I can't be 100% sure. I mean, the expectation is that Iran shot it down. Like, I would say, I mean, definitely it's a high probability that Iran was the one that shot it down. It's just uncertain right now. Like, we don't really know, but, you know, it seems like that seems to be the case, right? Like, I don't know. And let me go and find this. Is there anything else here? No, that's not it. Why is Iranian army not involved in the war? All I'm hearing about is the IRGC, because a lot of them don't even agree with it. That's the reason why. Let me go back. See if I can pull up any more information about this too. But Tech Prodigy, big balls, calls DI racing as white people. True. And yeah, based on distance, we don't engage small arms, not a threat. Small arms don't really do much damage to Blackhawks. Rest assured, retards will say Israel did this and it's a false flag. Yeah, so basically, if it's not confirmed that Iran did it, then Israel did it. And if it is confirmed that Iran did it, that's because Iran's winning the war. That's right. That's probably what the third worlders will say. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I think so. Refused to discuss specifics, expressed frustration about some of the coverage of the ongoing search and rescue missions. Asked if TASE will affect negotiations with Iran. Said no, not at all. It's a war. We're in a war. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the way it goes. And it's not going dark in Iran, and lone American fighter pilot. Holy fuck, man.
Not a lot of people living there in the area. You can tell it's a very remote region. There's not a lot of tree cover or anything there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people living there either. It's not an easy place for a crew member trying to evade detection by the locals to hide out. But obviously those crew members are very well trained in the survival techniques that they need. It is now just coming up to, I believe, let me check here, 9:15 p.m. In that area.
2 rescue helicopters
Iran.
also got fired at?
Pitch black.
Well, I mean, obviously they're going to fire at the helicopters. I mean, like, if you shoot one of their guys down, isn't that like, I mean, think about like you're Iran. You somehow, a plane goes down. Maybe you shot it down, maybe you didn't. Let's assume you shot the plane down. This is your big chance to capitalize. Like, you were going to say, all hands on deck, bring the RPGs, get the fucking lawnmowers, fly them up there, and do as much as you can, right? It's big day, we got one. And so, of course, that's what they're going to do. Like, if I was them, that's what I'd do.
There,
that's what makes sense.
That scenario also can be a friend, though, to the missing crew member because
Get
obviously it makes
yeah.
avoiding detection easier, and the search and rescue assets that are being brought to bear. Obviously, night vision is a big part of that. So we wait now to find out the fate of that second crew member. The best case scenario,
encrypted beacons in their suits get activated automatically if they eject. It's only a matter of time.
The worst case scenario from a U.S. point of view is that person is captured and then paraded on Iranian state TV.
Yeah, it would look really bad.
We hope.
Yeah, I definitely would. And like how Americans would react, it's kind of hard to say. I think it probably will be bad for them. I think it would make more Americans motivated to like continue attacking them if there's like some American soldier that's getting captured and paraded around. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Pakistan-led mediation for a U.S.-Iran ceasefire hits a dead end. Yeah, obviously there shouldn't be a ceasefire. Why would you do a ceasefire? Let me see here. Navigator makes contact a little later and the search for him is still ongoing. Both pilots rescued by U.S. Special Forces. Well, is there any sort of like proof of this? How true is this? Is this true, Grok? Source, please. Is this confirmed? Yeah, okay, so you just made that up, basically. U.S. is asking for a ceasefire? Of course they are. And, yeah, definitely. And what is this? The pilot made contact? Oh, shit. Okay, give me a second. Apparently this just happened. Oh, this is the same thing I was just looking at.
During the day, I know. Is it safer, General, for the weapons officer, for the missing military member, to be missing at night or during the day? I know night vision goggles are very powerful, very strong. Is it better for them to be missing when it's dark than during the daytime?
Well, Trace, I would love to talk to you about some of these things, but we don't want to give away our tactics and what we try to do to the enemy. Darkness is a place that Western Air Forces do way better in than our opponents, and I'll just leave it there.
Is it safer, General?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they've got a million fucking things. Wait, it said treason charge in your last timeline against former general? I didn't see that. I don't know. And, yeah, they're obviously not going to break the operational security. It's kind of obvious, but, you know, we'll see what happens. And let me go and pull this up. This is some other bullshit. All crew members are safe from the helicopter crews that were shot at by Iranian forces. Yeah, that's not a big surprise at all. I think you could easily expect that. And right now, it just seems to be keep the oil, anyone.
And coming in from our colleague Mike Tobin, who is telling us that he is learning that Israel is assisting with intelligence in the search for this second pilot. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I think it's important to understand that, of course, Israel and the U.S. would be sharing any intelligence on any sort of situation like this, where a U.S. warplane is shot down or brought down over Iran. We know and we can report that one of the crew members has been rescued. That's good news. That pilot is receiving medical treatment as we speak. But the second pilot is missing, and it's already.
I do think that they will make a mistake if they think that they're going to escalate things with Donald Trump. I do. I think that he would have there would be no inhibitor for him to just continue bombing them, use bigger bombs, knock out their power grid, do something else that's insane. I think that would be a very big mistake for them. I do. Because, I mean, really, do you actually think that Donald Trump wouldn't do that? I think he obviously would. Drop the big one? I mean, is there a universe where Donald Trump would use a nuclear bomb? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I do, actually. Like, yeah, I think it's unlikely, but it's definitely possible.
Dark in Iran right now. That will make it easier for search and rescue operations, but certainly a very risky operation to rescue that first crew member of the F-15E. The F-15E, it's important to point out, is a really unique plane that is sort of the warhorse of the Air Force. It can fight not only and take out air-to-ground targets, but also can fight its way in and out of contested airspace with air-to-air battle capability. So this is a very, one of the main
when did they
warplanes use?
Like F-35, F-15E Strike Eagle. When did they make? Because they said that they said it was like the 80s, right? So they started building them in 1985 and in 1986. I mean, to be fair, right? I mean, wasn't the B-2 bomber made in 1989? So, I mean, and we still use those. People still can't figure out how the fuck those work. So, I don't know. Is there congressional powers that he would need approval for a nuke, or is it solely up to the president? Well, I have no idea. I mean, I think that there is like a small check system for that, but I think that the real process of that's probably confidential and it's probably very specific. So it's hard to say. And what do you think he'll call it? The little Trump of the nuclear bomb? I don't know, man. And the United States launched a SAR operation inside of Iran and faced zero resistance. Reminder, this is how they searched for the missing helicopter of their president, who ended up being eaten by bears. Wait, what?
There's no
way the president got eaten by bears. I mean, what year is this? Sir, we're fucked. I guess so. Why would Trump use a nuke? He's doing this for the Iranian people. I mean, again, I didn't say why would he do it? He would do it in order to get them to surrender, right? I mean, that's obviously the reason why. The guy in the video's dead. I would assume that most of the people in this video are dead. So this is them all looking on the phone to try to find it. No chance they'll find U.S. pilots before U.S. Special Forces. Yeah, it seems unlikely. And what is this here? Wait, what the fuck? Per source, the U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Division has detained former Army Chief of Staff General Randy George, who Hegseth fired yesterday based on suspicion of treason. Fake? Aw, fuck! I thought they were gonna do it mega fake? God damn it! I was about to say. Ah, fuck, that's too bad. Yeah, I thought they were finally going to start holding people accountable. 3 p.m., it's finished. Wait, what is this here? Second Airman has made contact. Very good. I'm hearing both pilots have been rescued now. CSAR forces are located the second pilot and transferred both pilots to Iraq. They are both currently receiving medical treatment. Well, Fox News just reported the bounty for the pilot has increased drastically. Yeah, I bet. And what is this here? North Korea. Yeah. Please, guys, please don't get him back. Please, we need this. We haven't gotten a single one. Can you just please give us one guy? Just please give us one person. Start blocking Twitter accounts that spread fake news and report them. I actually probably should do that. I should just start blocking the accounts that are posting things that are just total bullshit. But it's hard to even know what it is. And what is this here? And what is this? I can find the other ones. Is CSAR helicopters involved in the search for the crew members. Shot down earlier today over southwestern Iran. May have sustained damage during the operation. I mean, yeah, I would expect that, right? I mean, pretty fuck. I mean, yeah. If how would they not sustain damage? I mean, imagine not being able to pop something like that off. I mean, of course you'd try to do that. Holy shit. Let me go and find this here. Bridge struck by the U.S. was not used for military purposes, Iran says. Oh, is that right? Let me see. I don't think this is in English, but I'll double check. If it's a Pakistan account, it's probably bullshit.
Iranian state television claims that there's a U.S. fighter pilot missing in the country. A local affiliate of Iranian state television in southwest Iran.
Yeah, it looks like nobody knows yet.
Out of their aircraft and is now on the run. Now, an anchor on that channel went on air and said that police were searching for this.
What's your take on CBA? If Trump needs $1.5 trillion to fund the war, is it still worth it? I mean, I don't think it's just to fund the war. That's for the military in its totality. It's not really specifically to fund the war.
And said that anyone who found the pilot should capture them and they would receive a reward. Earlier, though, they were telling people to shoot at the invaders.
Yeah,
now,
no shit.
It remains unclear what's going on. The U.S. Military Central Command,
our news shouldn't say anything about our pilot,
as well as the Pentagon, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. But there, on social media, there were images of U.S. drones, aircraft, and helicopters flying over this rural region in southwest Iran, and it remains unclear if this person has been found or captured by the Iranians.
Yeah, okay, so it's still kind of uncertain right now then. That's kind of annoying. I don't know if there's any more updates for this or not. I'll look around and see if there is, but I don't know. And it makes a case for more unmanned aircraft. Well, I think that's going to be the norm, right? I mean, you're clearly seeing it go in that direction. And I don't really see any universe where that doesn't happen. First time, triggers urgent. Oh, this is the rescue. Okay, so here it is.
All right, let's go right now to senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy, live from the White House. Peter, we know the president has been briefed. So what are you now hearing from the administration?
I've been told, Anita, that President Trump has been briefed throughout the morning, and the way that information flows in this West Wing is different than what we've seen, say, during the Biden administration, where a lot of information would have to be collected before one or two officials would be authorized to go and brief the president. In this White House, as information comes in,
they just
as we understand it, it is presented to the president. And so there are a number of military and diplomatic officials who might be involved with some of these briefings. We're trying to figure out exactly who is here in the West Wing on Good Friday. There are a good amount of people out of town. And we know that with these briefings that President Trump has been getting for a month of epic fury, most of them have been showcasing big explosions, big bombs going off at various places in Iran. This is the first time that something like this has happened.
Kind of curious, it's a bait and switch to collect more metadata on IRGC command structure.
Shot down
I don't know.
Fire in Kuwait.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is different because those pilots all landed in Kuwait. These pilots are, one of them has been rescued, and the other one, it's possible has been rescued, and there's a delay in us getting information. But it's also possible.
Yeah, they're probably not going to say if he's rescued until they have all the other airplanes and everything else gone out of the airspace. Because, like, then if they say the guy gets rescued, but then one of the rescue planes gets shot down, then it's going to make them look bad. I mean, that's what I would assume, right? They're probably not going to say anything until, like, everything's totally fucking locked in.
Combat search and rescue missions are ongoing. There is an intentional delay with the Department of War and CENTCOM giving us the information just because they want to make sure that all the pilots and all of the combat search and rescue teams who are flying much, much lower than a bombing raid mission, that they are all as safe as can be before they tell us what exactly is going on. So
I think that makes sense.
I was told about an hour ago that we should expect something soon from CENTCOM. Still waiting on that, which tells us that stuff is still probably going on the ground there, Anita.
Yeah, I know, Peter, how much importance President Trump puts, of course, on the safety of all the soldiers and military out there at the moment. I wonder how this might change anything moving forward. I mean, until this pilot is, the second pilot is rescued or found, how does that perhaps change how he views what's going on in Iran at the moment and the next steps?
It's not. I mean, it's not really a lot to change. It's just kind of something that's happened. They announced B-52s are now flying missions in Iran a few hours ago, pretty much suggesting near total air superiority if they're actually using B-52s. Well, they probably have. I mean, they probably have close to near air superiority or supremacy, right? But, you know, there's always going to be a few that get through. I think that's kind of what happens. So here we go. and was recovered by the U.S. fighter pilot was rescued by 2 helicopters. Search continues for the second crew member. So this is the same thing that it said. Trump will not nuke. Yeah, I don't know. We've had air superiority since like day 3. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you're not going to have, like, what my point is that the probability that in a country that's as big as Iran, dealing with something that's as systemic as the IRGC, the probability that they're not going to have like one place that they can shoot a missile from or shoot a rocket from and like hit an airplane, it's just really, really low. I mean, you've got to keep in mind there's 90 million people in Iran, so something like that is going to take time. And this is the first time it's ever happened. So I think that's another pretty big one. But Blackhawks and AC-130s are cruising with 0 worries. I mean, again, like a mistake could happen, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Iran Speaker of Parliament releases a statement after defeating Iran 37 times in a row. This brilliant no-strategy war they have started has now been downgraded from regime change to, hey, can anyone find our pilots? What incredible progress. Absolute geniuses. Man, that's sad. It is. It's very, very sad. They're trying to resort to this. And slow refueling over Iran is supremacy. You don't understand what those terms mean? Well, I think it's pretty close to it, but it's obviously not 100%. It's 99. It's 99.9. Like, you think about it, right? Like, what actually is the probability of airplanes being shot down over there? Well, you've had 11,000 missions. One of them got shot down. That's 1 out of 100, not of 100,000, out of over 10,000. That's really, really low. That's 99.9% plus. So you see a Trump tweet on JD Vance. I don't know if I did or not, actually. So what could happen to Alex Preddy? We just assume those idiots are immune to consequences? Yeah, sure. That's like saying the U.S. has 99.9% superiority or supremacy over the homeland? No? Well, yeah, but I mean, obviously one of them is a foreign area and one isn't. So, oh God, there's another polymarket bet on this already? Oh my God. And Jesus Christ, there's somebody who's crying about this. And this is an ongoing search and rescue mission for an American service member whose plane's been shot down over Iran. Their safety is unknown. They could be your neighbor, a friend, a family member, and people are betting on whether or not they'll be saved. This is disgusting. Quick reminder that Donald Trump is an investor in the dystopian death market that may have access to intelligence the public doesn't have yet. Man, that's just too bad, isn't it? Imagine getting mad about this. Who the fuck cares? This has nothing to even do with this. Oh my God. And the pilot should bet on being rescued. Yeah, I like that. Let's pretend service members didn't sign up for this. Yeah, I mean, I think obviously they have. I mean, that's clearly what happened. But 13,000. George Galloway saying 13,000 U.S. casualties in the war. The public is being deceived. Oh my God. How would they, like, it's just, I swear it's true. How does anybody, like, the thing is that, how does anybody take this seriously at all? Let's just report him, please. I mean, I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea who he is. I think I've seen like one post from him before. And is there any more of this? Today has been a Fallujah for the United States and Iran. What is he even talking about? Someone who waved the Israeli flag around. I don't even know. This seems like another Iran enjoyer. British Alex Jones? Really? Okay. Yeah, I honestly don't know who he is. So let me go and look at this here. According to CBS News, citing 2 U.S. officials, and this is the Warthog took fire, was also damaged. Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. Something like that would happen after being successfully recovered. Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to shoot the airplanes. I mean, duh. I'm against the war man, but George Galloway is an idiot that posts AI slop all the time. Former journalist and politician. I mean, again, I mean, at a certain point, whenever you have these people that are openly taking the side of the enemy every single time, like, at what point is this not just treason? Like, I don't know why Western countries have such a dramatic tolerance for people that are openly advocating for their destruction. I think it's a big mistake for us to be as tolerant as we are. I think that it is. And I think that we've opened the doors to so many people that openly cheer for and celebrate the destruction of the country. Free speech? Yeah, it's not really free speech. And again, like, I mean, these are people, they shouldn't even be citizens in the first place, right? So it shouldn't even follow for them. You advocate for Iran's destruction? Yeah. And if Iran didn't want to give me citizenship for that, I'd understand it. I would. I'd say, like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, understandable. Have a nice day. So, as a McDonnell, oh, bro, I thought it was McConnell. Douglas Advanced Concept Injection Sheet from U.S. Air Force has been found by residents. Oh, so this is the one that they found. So this has been going on now for, what, 7 hours? No footprints, no disturbed stand, probably fake. I don't know if it is or not, but who the fuck knows? Let me go back and look at this here. And this is very comforting, knowing that if you got shot down, that there's unwavering faith the U.S. military will get you. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously they will. And we used to do something about that back in the 40s and 50s with communist enthusiasts. Yeah, I think that there definitely has to be, like, because I think that there is a growing contingency of people that basically just... I think that what's happened is that the new grift that a lot of those people have been trying to... I'm just trying to read these and, like, keep up with it and see if there's anything else that's new that's happened. We have strikes underway against military infrastructure sites. Yeah, obviously this is going to continue to happen. And, okay, yeah, that's pretty much about it for now, at least until something new happens. So we let them be too much? We do. And so the problem is that the new grift that I think a lot of the anti-American groups of people are doing is that they're trying to tie every action that America takes that's not advantageous to them to Israel, and to hopefully assign Israel accountability for these bad actions against them that America is taking, so they can trick Americans into being against those actions. So basically trying to say that, well, any level of control or accountability or attack or aggression on them is actually because of Israel, and if it's because of Israel, then it's bad. And so that gets some Americans who really don't like Israel to agree with things that are also not in America's best interest, but it makes them think that it's in America's best interest because they also are convinced that it's not in Israel's best interest. And I think that's what's happened. And so basically you have competing foreign powers and foreign influences that are trying to effectively use a third party to leverage and launder their ideology into the minds of the American people. So you have some people that are saying that, well, it's all Muslims and it's just like basically you have to do them and Israel is our best friend. And there's other people saying that, well, it's Israel that's causing all this to happen and you have to go after the Muslims because they're the real, they're attacking the Muslims and that's the real problem is Israel. But I think that in a lot of cases, it's actually just multiple competing foreign powers that have no interest in the best. They don't want what's best for the United States. They want what's best for their interest group, for their identity group, and for their country or their ethnicity or whatever. And using another group and then trying to position it as being oppositional to America is not necessarily in, like America's best interest. It's just perceived that way. Does that make sense? Do you guys see kind of like how I'm putting this together? Maybe I could try to say this in a better way, but that's basically what it is. Shia Islamists could be a strong ally, though, given most terrorism comes from Sunnis. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of the Sunnis are being funded by Shia Islam from Iran, so I don't think that's necessarily true. A media blackout until 1 p.m. Washington time. Oh, wow. So they're not going to say anything at all about this. But this is actually until 1 p.m., and that was like an hour ago or 2 hours ago. So I don't even think that's it. So Trump is talking about just keeping the oil now, too, which is kind of insane. And so Israel is a pawn in political chess? Well, I think that everything is a pawn in a degree, right? I mean, it depends on who's playing the game, how they view something as a pawn. You can even look at a greater force performing an action as an action that is in favor of a greater goal that you have. Now, they're not a pawn in the way that you can control them, but they're a pawn in the way that you can account for their behavior and then plan accordingly. Does that make sense? What are your actual win-loss conditions in the Iran war? What outcomes counts as a real win? What signs would tell you the U.S. is sliding into a deeper entanglement? The only thing that I want to see come out of Iran is complete regime destruction. I want to see total regime change and the dismantling of the IRGC completely and the removal of the Islamic theocracy. I think anything less than that is a failure.